It's time for Blumpkin and Friends, starring your host, the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
This is what happens when you fuck a stranger in the ass.
Hey kids, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin, and with me here today is my friend,
Number one fan, Tim.
I'm just going to go random here. I was on the phone with Rick James the other day, and we were talking about the episode of Family Guy where Quagmire is babysitting the kids.
I don't follow Family Guy very much.
Okay. So
I know the movie,
well,
Stewie Griffith, The Untold Story.
Quagmire's sitting on the couch with Chris, and he's like, all right, now do this, and now subtract that. He's trying to teach him how to do, spell boo.
I can picture this.
He's like, now hit enter. What does that spell? 8,008? But what does 8,008 look like on a calculator? Oh, boo! 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 Well, Mr. Quagmire, what if we had two calculators? Yes, do it. Yes, go get one now.
Giggity.
And so Rick goes, I bet you were the kid that showed everybody else in class how to do that. I'm like, no, I had no fucking idea. Other kids had older brothers and sisters that taught them that shit. And I'm just looking at this stupid blue calculator with white and red buttons, this Casio fucking thing. And no, I had no idea.
I would just type in 55378008 and turn the calculator upside down.
Right.
You don't
Why
need some
do the
fancy math equation to get that done.
Let's not involve all the parlor tricks and the smoke and the mirrors. But I'm like, but you know what, Ricky? You know what I did do is I was the kid on the bus that totally knew way more dirty stuff than I should have.
I can totally see that.
Yeah. So I'm like, in fact, one time in second grade, we were sitting there in English class, and my teacher, who was like, probably in her 60s, right? 60-year-old married woman. And she kept like having us write down sentences and repeat phrases. And she's like, my cousin took pictures of us. My cousin took pictures of us.
Dirty pictures.
Now, hang on, we'll get there. So she says it a third time, and just out of the blue, she's like, my cousin took pictures of us. And I leaned over to the kid next to me. I'm like, having sex. And then she said it one more time. My cousin took pictures of us. And I went, having sex. And she asked me, I'm like, what? I didn't say anything. She's like, I heard you. You cannot talk about that. I'm like, why? It was funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. And a few minutes later, we broke for going to the bathroom, right?
Mm-hmm.
I come out of the bathroom, and she's like, you have a dirty, sick little mind. I was 7 years old.
I would have been like, thank you.
It was Catholic school. So, I mean, he made me think of that, and it's like, I now am super fucking worried about my kids hearing about stuff on the playground. Like, I don't need them to have dirty minds. It's bad enough that their mom swears at them. I swear in front of them. I'm not like, God, you're such a little bitch. No.
That's a terrible thing to say to a child.
It is. You wait until they're 13.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, God damn it, what are you doing? What the fuck? Yeah, it's swearing around them. It's probably, frowned upon quite a bit, but fuck you, PC culture. Don't tell me how to parent. I don't tell you that you have to hold your kid's hand when you walk across the street to wherever, or that they can't go a block away from your house to play in your neighbor's backyard. So don't tell me I can't swear. I'm a grown-up. Eat shit. And I just would have the most disgusting conversations I talked about so much fucked up stuff. Hard to believe I know.
I knew a lot of sex jokes too, yeah.
Okay. So this goes back to episode 5. Thanks for Nothing, Clarence Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
The episode that's all about my sexual harassment exploits.
Yeah.
So, like, I talked about how I made a joke about a girl's period to somebody else. They told her. She complained to her parents. Her parents called the school. I got called in. Every fucking kid on the bus got questioned.
Wow.
And they wrote down all this stuff. And he's like, did you say this? Did you say that? Did you say this?
Deny, deny, deny.
No, I was like, yeah. One of them was like, I apparently said that if Mr. Brown or Mrs. White and Mr. Black had sex, that they'd have a baby that was Mr. Brown. Horribly stupid joke.
Terrible, yeah.
But, like, over the years, I refined my humor. And I would notice that fewer and fewer of the little kids would sit in the back of the bus. Because their older brothers and sisters would make them go sit up front so they wouldn't hear the dirty stuff we're talking about. So it's just like next year, my oldest might be riding the bus to kindergarten. Hopefully she's getting a ride. But I don't want her to hear about that stuff. I don't want her to hear people talking dirty stuff.
You can't really stop it.
Well, you can. You can homeschool them.
Good luck with that.
I already admitted that I sit down to pee all the time so they don't run into the bathroom and see my wiener.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, good luck if you want to homeschool them. Even if they don't hear it on the bus, if they don't hear it at school, they're going to hear it somewhere. That's the point I'm getting.
I took them to the playground at the school she's going to go next year because it's right by their mom's house. And some kid said something to some girl, and she's like, "Are you stupid? I don't have a wiener. You have a wiener. I'm a girl. Girls don't have wieners." And I'm like, oh, fuck. Where are you? They're nowhere near it. I'm like, dodged a bullet. But it's funny.
Daddy with a wiener.
Yeah. When we have hot dogs, it's a wiener.
That's what you say.
Neither one of them had a wiener. It wasn't lunchtime. What, if anything, have your kids brought home from the school bus?
Well, they kind of walk to and from school, so not much. They're bringing home some dirty jokes, but they're like mildly dirty.
Go on, explain.
They're still really early. I don't even remember what the hell they are, to be honest.
That's not helpful.
No, it's not.
There was one time where I taught my oldest. She kept trying to get me to do knock-knock jokes.
Isn't it terrible when a kid's doing knock-knock jokes?
It's fucking terrible. And she just went, knock, knock. I'm like, oh, God. You know what? No, you, knock, knock. Who's there? Fuck your face. Stop telling me jokes.
Nobody's home.
No soliciting. What?
I want to hang a do not disturb sign on my chest so little kids can't come tell me knock knock jokes. They'd be like, knock knock. I'd be like, do not disturb, punk. That's from Mitch Hedberg. That ain't mine. You ever heard of him?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
You know what might be a better answer? Knock knock.
Who's there?
You're adopted. Just shocking the system with that shit.
What's adopted?
Right. Well, it means that I'm not your real dad and we found you at the mall.
Remember when we went to go get the puppy?
Yeah. Yeah, remember how you used to have another sibling that you don't remember? What? You got to protect these kids' minds to an extent, but at the same time, like, I'm okay with exposing my children to certain shows. Like, she's watched South Park with me, but I have to turn it off if it gets a little too racy. I'm like, shit, we can't watch it.
So she watches, 2 minutes of an episode?
It depends. She's watched a lot of Family Guy and American Dad, but she doesn't get the humor, so that works. So
we were teaching, this is me and my ex back in the day, we were teaching our then 3-year-old son to say donkey raping shit eater because South Park Bigger, Longer, and Cut came out, and that was, to us, funny.
Donkey raping shit eater.
Exactly, and that's exactly what he sounded like, too.
Well, now it's on tape that you did that.
Oh, I tell people. I didn't know what the hell. I still don't know what the hell I'm doing.
I've been teaching them when we get a pizza, the funny thing to say is, cool down, pizza, you too damn hot. Put some sass on it. And then my youngest is like, can I say that? Can I say those words? I'm like, you can say it. She's like, cool down, pizza, you too damn hot. The oldest is like trying to get out of the action last time. So it made me think of my coworker who told me about when her daughter was younger. She was on the bus stop with a couple of boys. And she came home one day. And the daughter sat in the bed with the mom while she was folding laundry. The father was like in the same room in the walk-in closet cleaning some shit. And she's like, Mommy, is it true that when I get older, I have to kiss my boyfriend's penis or he won't like me? And the dad turned around like, what the fuck?
Excuse me?
He just looked at her. He mouthed, what the fuck? And had like giant angry eyes. She's like, where did you hear that, honey? From so-and-so in the bus stop. They said if I don't kiss my boyfriend's penis, that he won't like me. That he'll break up with me. This is the kind of shit that I'm just so excited to have to fucking deal with. What?
That some little kid, I'm assuming she's below the teenage years?
Well, yeah.
Okay. That some little kids that age are thinking that way already.
Well, if they got older siblings or parents that don't give a shit. I mean, maybe they walked in on their mom knobbing off their old man. I mean, I thankfully have never heard anything going on with my parents or seen anything. I've only found like a Jurassic Age box of condoms one time. Or the instance that Neil reminded me where my mom was like, son, help! Your dad's trying to stick his thing in me.
I've had the displeasure of walking into my parents a couple of times.
How'd that go?
God, it's shocking. I kind of was like, Mom, Dad, can we go? I went, their bedroom door was closed. I went walking down the hallway because my brother said, hey, go ask Mom, Dad if we can go to Hardee's. I'm like, sure. I go walking down the hallway, open up the door. They're just on top of each other. And I'm like, Mom, Dad, can we go to... Never mind. And I shut the door and walked out.
I just like to point out that it's your own fault for wanting to go to Hardee's.
What's wrong with Hardee's?
It's Hardee's. It's Hardee's, and because of your poor choice in restaurants, you had to see your parents bang.
That was what my brother told me to ask.
Maybe he knew they were banging and he sent you in.
Their hot ham and cheese is better. That's all I ate back then.
I love how you reverted right back to the food portion of that story. Completely ignored the fact that your brother might have set you up to see your parents having sex.
He did tell me later that he kind of set me up for it.
Ha! Well, your brother's kind of... You like to pull some pranks. He tried to throw me in the pool up north one time. And I grabbed onto some stranger's chair. I'm like, Mister, help me, please help. Yeah.
He's thrown me in that pool a few times.
That dick.
Friday night, it's got a little chill in the air. I'm wearing jeans and shoes and my nice
Dare shirt.
Hard Rock Cafe. No. Hard Rock Cafe.
Had to get the dare joke in.
The white sweater. Him and Keith grabbed me and throw my ass in the pool.
Keith almost fucking drowned me one time. Trying to impress some girls, he held me under the water. I almost lost consciousness. I was under there for so long, thrashing.
Oh, that's impressive, yeah.
Yeah, prick.
I never liked him.
How's Keith doing?
I don't know. I haven't heard from him in like a decade.
I thought he was a nice guy overall, even though he accidentally almost killed me one time.
I didn't like him because he was friends with my brother. Back then, anyone who was friends with my brother was the enemy.
Well, your brother was smoking and partying and banging chicks and doing all kinds of fun, cool shit.
Yeah.
And we were just...
We were hanging out at the swing set watching the square dancers.
Awkwardly uncool, just so painfully unhip. Yep. And then he had his 2 Live Crew CD hanging out. I remember the first time I ever saw the cover of 2 Live Crew's CD, the one where they're on the beach with the chicks with their butt cheeks.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's nasty as they want to be. It was just like sitting there. It was sitting there with a copy also of the Chili Peppers' Blood Sugar Sex Magic.
Yeah, I remember that album.
Your brother
too.
always had impeccable taste in music. I will say that.
He has, yeah.
Looking back, I'm like, God, John was into some cool shit when they were just starting out, and he was on the pulse of that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if that was just natural music taste or that was what his friends were showing him. I don't know, but good taste in music, good taste in everything. I mean, God, he can cook pretty well, and he's got some pretty good flavor to his food, but...
So sticking with the warping children's minds theme, can you think of anything your brother turned you on to that totally altered your psyche?
Swearing.
Swearing?
Yeah. Taught me how to swear.
My parents taught me how to swear, but you told me that your brother knew how to swear with style, so then I started refining how I swore.
Because he showed me how to swear.
Yeah. So I actually got second-hand swearing advice off of you telling me about what your brother told you.
Well, when we go up north and stuff, have you ever listened to him when he was talking? Just smooth. Just let that stuff right out.
Yeah, he got away with it pretty good.
That's about all he got away with up there. Holy shit, he got in so much trouble up there.
Well, yeah, he was always having a good time and getting into shit.
Theft.
What am I not recalling? What did they steal?
Bunch of fishing tackle and stuff.
Oh.
I can't remember if it was from a flea market show or whatever, but yeah, they got busted.
Well, we were talking about this off the air yesterday after we recorded, Neil's brother and his friend accidentally burned an empty house down once.
Really?
Yeah.
I think you guys told me about that once before, a long time ago.
I won't elaborate much. He said he didn't end up going to juvie. The cops came and they were in there smoking and they kicked some ash on an old bed in the house and it lit up and they thought they put it out and they left. Well, it eventually started back up on fire and burned the whole fucking house to the ground. It was abandoned.
It was an empty house, yeah.
It was abandoned, mind you, but they went back later to see what all the cops and smoke and fire trucks were about. And the cops saw the bike treads and matched it up to tire tracks leaving the scene. You don't go back to the scene of a crime.
That's what they say, is criminals have a tendency to go back to the scene of the crime.
God damn it.
Way to go, detectives. All right, hats off to you. You put 2 and 2 together.
So now, I mean, you have to think about not just the bad stuff that your kids are being taught by other kids. Because, I mean, you got 4 kids to worry about. So that's a lot of nervous, nail-biting, worried about what kind of shit they're going to learn about. And then if it starts with the oldest, Are you going to catch it the first time he says it and stop from teaching the other three? Or is he going to say it at dinner and the other three are going to be like, what does that mean? Next thing you know, you're telling your 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old, like, oh, God, I know your brother's a teenager and he knows about it. Please don't ask me about that.
Well, luckily, I haven't had that issue except for swearing, and even then we pretty much cut that down. The kids don't like hot sauce.
That's a good strategy.
Well, it's better than soap. It's edible.
You know what else our children are being indoctrinated with?
Global warming.
PC culture. Oversensitive, butthurt PC culture. Case in point, the other night I came over to your house, and we were sitting there, and your youngest, bless her, was showing me her class picture.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the kids, and I'm pointing, I'm like, what's that kid's name? Do you like that kid? Are you friends with that girl? And so your 10-year-old, your youngest son, is down the hallway and in a bedroom. Or maybe he was in the bathroom. I don't know. He was down the hall was the point, is he was not with us.
Yeah.
And I pointed to a kid in the class. I'm like, well, what about this kid? And she's like, which one? I'm like, the black kid. Out of the background, you just hear, racist. And I would, shut up, you bleeding heart, left-wing liberal nutcase.
I think he said that because I'll say that too. It's just like, be like, can you get me the black pot? I was like, why do you gotta be racist like that?
I don't know, man. Just the way he's like, racist. It's like the kind of crap that they teach him at school. However, as much as it annoyed me, it also was hilarious because he said it in a way that he almost had it in context just to fuck with me.
That's why I think because he's heard me and my wife go back and forth like that a few times.
So the point of that is that you laughed. You're like, liberal. He wasn't like, hey, come on, don't be mean to him. He's just trying to, be PC. No, it was liberal.
I'm not a big believer in PC.
Now, it took me back to a party at the house years ago. You'll know what I'm talking about here in a second.
I've had a lot of parties. You're going to have to be specific.
6 or 7 of us were all playing catch with 3 baseballs. Slowly, other people dropped out of the game.
Okay.
Your oldest son got 1 ball, put it in his hand. Caught another ball with his glove, and he's standing there. And then it's just down to me and him, right? Everybody else is going to, go have cake or fucking something. I don't know. So he puts his glove on. I'm like, what are you doing? Throw me the ball. I'm not going to throw you the ball. You already have 2 out of the 3 balls in rotation. I'm not going to give them all to you. You got to share, you Jew. Which it was me, you, your dad, your brother, John, your friend,
Okay, John.
And Marathon Boy.
Marathon Boy. That could be called, Marathon Boy.
All right. Well, I'm trying to not use his fucking real name.
Yeah.
So, and then as soon as I said it, everybody starts laughing, and he's looking around like, what's going on? Key point here, people. Tim did not scold me for calling his, what I think he was at the time, 6 or 7-year-old son, a Jew.
No, because I've used that term plenty of times. Like, hey, don't Jew me on that. Give me a little more. I don't do it in a racist way. It's just, it's funny.
Yeah, and like I've brought up, me and my ex had the long-standing game of calling each other new and creative ways to call each other Jew. For instance, one time we were in line at Target. She's like, well, why don't you just give me the money now? I'm like, how about I give it to you on Saturday after you get home from Temple? She's like, wait, oh, really? Because I'm a Jew? I'm like, ha, you got it, you bitch. And she'd say some things. And
shut up or I'll put the Sheeny curse on you.
Yeah, I've said to her, I'm like, well, Hava Nagila to you too, Yentl.
I never heard the term Sheeny until I saw Clerks 2.
I don't think anybody had, because I'd never fucking heard
I've never heard of it either, but God, that's funny. Always be nice to the Jewish kids in the neighborhood, or they put Sheeny curse on me.
Hello, my children. I am Madame Esperanza, and I am here to give to you my Coochie crisps. Do you have the hunger of 1,000 mystics? Then feed your soul with the droppings of my femininity. Harvested from the warm, leathery drippings of my lady parts and dried on the radiator of my basement efficiency apartment. Seasoned with garlic salt and packaged one by one with the love of a woman who wants to nourish your chakras. Crunch away your cares and feel your soul animal come to life. We now have 3 great varieties. Original unwashed Vagenet, Zesty Menses, and almost that time of the munch. Available now at all neighborhood bodegas. Madame Esperanza's Coochie Crisps. Taste my gypsy goodness.
You're listening to Blumpkin&Friends.
I gotta imagine at our kids' school, since they're trying to turn it into a giant safe space and bubble wrap the world.
I need a safe space.
Well, it's gotten so bad that you can't even cite statistical information anymore.
Why?
You can't. It's fucking bullshit. And I brought this up in another episode. I can't remember one because I've been doing so many this week.
Mm-hmm.
I mentioned how if you see 3 kids standing on a corner and you want to point one of them out to someone you're sitting with in the car, be like, oh, look at that kid over there. Which one? The black one. Am I being racist by calling him black if he's black?
Well, if you don't know his name and all you can see is his skin color, sadly, that's the only way to point it out. Well, not even sadly, it's just that kid right there.
But there's 3 kids. Which one? The one in the one over by the light pole. The one that's nearest to the light pole.
The one wearing the suede jacket.
Yeah, the one that's wearing an all yellow Adidas track suit with a giant gold chain.
But red shoes.
You know, the Hispanic one. See, you thought I was going to make fun of a black person there, and I switched it up to a Mexican kid that's probably got a dad who's in a drug cartel.
I just thought of red shoes because I don't know how many kids I've seen run around with red shoes. Bright red fucking shoes.
Well, it's a good way to make an impact when you're running by someone like, oh my God, this kid was so fucking fast. He must have been like the Flash. All I saw was a red blur and a black skin. White kids don't wear red shoes.
You're right. No, because my oldest friend, his friend wears orange shoes.
Is he black?
He's as white as white.
White as Wonder Bread.
With curly hair and thick glasses.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the stuff that we used to get away with saying to each other in school, calling each other fatty and dumbass and faggot. Flamer.
Faggot was a popular one. Or homo.
Flamer?
Not so much at my school, I don't think.
High school, we used flamer a lot. And we knew that we were calling somebody gay without using faggot, so that if the teachers didn't catch on, they might not, yell at us for it.
Flamer.
You're like, what a fucking flamer.
See, we always said homo.
Well, now my kids have heard me use some un-PC stuff. Like, I try not to use Jew in front of them, but I was sitting there one day and I'm like, oh, that's gay. And she's like, what's gay? I'm like, you know what? I shouldn't have said it. Don't ask me. Don't repeat it. It's stupid. I don't like it. It's stupid. Hopefully shouldn't make the connotation that I thought stupid stuff was gay. But like I've said before, I had a teacher in high school that challenged me while he was gone on sabbatical to stop calling things gay.
I used to use that term all the time.
I know.
That's gay.
Or queer. Like
queer. Queer was a good one.
That's queer.
And it was always just something that was different.
I prefer now to, if I'm talking about somebody and I want to insinuate they're gay, I'll be like, well, that guy Drake, he definitely, above all else, is a giant bundle of sticks.
Giant bundle of sticks?
What's a bundle of sticks?
Dude, if you have to ask, you'll never know.
A faggot.
Oh, really? Okay.
Look up faggot.
All
bundle
right,
of sticks.
Alrighty.
Bundle of sticks. My cup is empty. And it's the green mug. It's not the turtle cup. But it's still green.
Turtle power.
Turtle power. Just like the stall at work. Up in one of the living units, one of the bathrooms. Somebody wrote white power on the wall. And somebody crossed off white and wrote turtle.
All right.
It's my favorite stall to poop in the whole building. Because every time I sit down, I go, dun, 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 dun.
Turtle power!
Yeah, well, I mean, at that point, I'm probably prairie dogging.
Well, they don't take the graffiti off the walls there?
Well, it's in pencil. And it's not like I'm like, hey, did you see this hilarious graffiti? Because if I point it out to too many people, then someone's going to go, oh, that's awful. We should get rid of it. Fucking. Just like somebody wrote on the back of that same stall door, look up, and you look on the ceiling, somebody wrote, have a nice poop.
Yeah, I've, in my travels, I've seen a lot of interesting graffiti on the inside of Jimmy John's and Biff's and all that stuff.
Oh, God, that's another thing we have to worry about. What if people are writing horrible shit on the walls at school? And the kids read
the
it?
playgrounds over by my kid's school in the park over there?
Oh,
yes,
God.
lots of, such and such, left such and such, but then there's
A dick?
such and such as a pussy and a picture of boobs and shit like that. And
Oh.
I have a tendency to just wander around and admire it, be like, how good of an artist are these kids? How creative are they? Because, at our age, we've seen that, done that. And
I appreciate the cock art if it's in like an adult bathroom stall.
I went into down in Apple Valley once. I went to a Jimmy John on a project site, and it was a woman full spread eagle, vagina and everything, the wavy outer lips and all that. Not to get
They
too
drew
disgusting.
both sets of labia, huh?
They went full detail on this thing.
How long were they there, I wonder? Jesus Christ. One time I tried my hand at graffiti at school. I still got caught.
All I ever could draw was a little alien spaceship.
I went in the bathroom and I took a purple Mr. sketch marker, the one that smelled like grape, and I wrote, fuck you, And my friend, I had dared him to go in there and do it first. And he went in with the dark blue one that smells like blueberries, and he wrote, "Uck you, bitch." Well, I took the purple.
He didn't want to commit?
Well, he did, but he left out the F. So I wrote the F in purple, which led the janitor to go into the stall and see the "fuck you" that I wrote that was big. And then he happened to remember that he had seen me coming out of that bathroom an hour earlier, and I was so busted.
I remember me and a friend, we went to the school one time, and the kid had his bike locked up at the bike thing. I don't know why, but we started tearing this kid's bike to shreds. We ripped the reflectors off of it. He had the little cushion on the bar. We took that off and stuffed it up one of the vents that leads up into the school. I mean, we basically trashed this kid's bike, and after a minute or two, we heard a knocking on the window, and we looked up, and the janitor was there beating on the window, pointing and yelling something at us, so we just took off running. And when I went to school the following Monday, I was like, please don't let him recognize me.
Should have given yourself a haircut.
No, he never recognized me. I never saw her.
Oh, you got
or
lucky.
heard, yeah.
Because I had a janitor that was mentally retarded, as I've brought up before.
Mm-hmm.
And we teased him incessantly. So we were always just catching him doing stuff wrong instead of vice versa. Or in my case, shutting off the bathroom lights on him when he was in the stall taking a poop, and he had to wipe in the dark. Because I walked away and down the hallway, and he's like, "Turn it back on!" I did these things. One time I also got caught stealing from the book fair. How fucking stupid was that?
From the book fair? What, were you trying to steal? A Mad Lib?
I don't know. A couple books. Not like one book. Everybody else stole like one book. Like 2 or 3 other people did. I'm like, I could do this. I put them down my gym shorts, and I walked out of there. And as I was walking around the corner, another class walked by, and it was like falling out of my shorts.
That's funny.
Yeah. Well, the thing about that is that they sent home like my assignment book to tell my parents I got caught. And I just fudged the signature. I never told them.
Ooh.
A number of times I got in trouble. My parents didn't know because I just would take their signature out of my assignment book, and I cut it out, and then I glued it onto the demerit sheet and gave it back to the principal. But I had written her name on the back, and then I'd misspell it on purpose so I could scribble it out over where the glue was to make it less obvious. And then I'd write it big above it. If she ever caught on and she told my parents...
That's got to be the dumbest principal I've ever met.
I don't know. Did she ever... I haven't asked my folks. Did you know that I got away with a lot of shit in elementary school because I kept totally like faking your autograph there for the principal? Did she ever tell you? If my parents knew, they never said anything to me.
I tried forging my mom's signature, and it's really loopy.
Uh-huh.
So I was able to pull it off badly, but the teacher bought it. But my dad's signature, impossible. I could never write that neat.
My parents have beautiful signatures. Mine is a fucking train wreck.
Where I went to high school, we had the senior T-shirt, and everyone signed it. So when I signed my name, someone was just like, "That's a really cool signature." I was like, "Really?" Because I don't even write my whole name in there. I skipped one of the letters on purpose.
I would have found a way to work the word "fuck" into my signature. Just like a weird up and down off balance of... I would have practiced it for like a week straight until I got it right. But, I just signed my name. Boring. What can I say?
I've never been busted stealing before.
No?
I stole a lot. There was a gas station down by my one buddy's house. We'd go in there every day, like clockwork, and we'd rip off 2-3 candy bars. 2 or 3 of us would do this. And then we'd go down to the park and eat it all. We called it a party. Well, after like a week or 2 of this going on, we went in there one day and they had a box, 6 items for $1. And I remember it was like, ooh, that's a good deal because I actually had $1. So I bought those items, and I wonder if they put that box out to keep us from stealing. Like they knew we were doing it, but they couldn't catch us. Like somebody's stealing candy bars. So we're going to put a bunch of stuff up here in a box for $6. 6 items for $1. And they were trying to keep us from just stealing. Nothing they had in that box was good. They had like the push pops and the ring pop, shitty candy. They didn't have the Snicker bars or the Rolos.
Did they have a sign on the door that said, "No more than 2 kids in the store at one time without a parent"?
Nope.
That became popular when I was in high school.
Yeah, there's a few places I go to now for when I stop for break. They got kids must leave backpacks outside or no more than 2 kids in the store at a time.
You leave your backpack outside, you're going to get fucking robbed.
Yeah, but I mean, this is really close to an elementary school and a middle school, so they assume that don't bring their backpacks in. They can't like stuff a bunch of candy and shit in there. But that particular gas station is so small. Like, how would you not see them? It's literally like 1.5 times the size of this room.
If you're too busy, like what most of the gas stations around here are doing, is there's a Pakistani guy watching a movie on a laptop around the corner from the register who looks at you just long enough to take your card, scan it, hand it back, and go back to watching some crappy Bollywood movie.
Thank you. Come again.
Essentially, yes. And now, story time. When we go upstairs, I want you to take a look at the door to the coat closet. A few days ago, it was fine. It's got a couple of new dents in it.
What happened?
Well, I haven't been eating sweets since the 1st of December. And on day 29 of my no sweets, I tried to clean the girl's ears out in the tub.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Chi-Chi was not much to oblige me. And I got pissed, and I had to leave before I punched her in the face because I was so frustrated at the flopping in the goddamn tub to not take her hand off her ear. All I wanted to do was squirt water in her ear. That's it.
Oh, you did it that way. Okay.
That's all I wanted to do. And she kicks a bunch of water over the side of the tub and gets my pants all wet. I walked out in the hall, and I fucking side slammed my fist against the door, and I'm like, oh. There's another instance of me not realizing my own strength.
That happened at my house.
Go on.
Trauma locked herself in the bathroom. She wouldn't unlock the door, but she needed help. And I'm beating on the door. It's like, she's like, unlock the door. And I'm just wham, 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 wham. And I put a hole in the door. That's now the downstairs bathroom door, not the upstairs bathroom door.
Wasn't there a fucking hole to unlock it in the knob
I
itself?
didn't have it. There's a little hole there, but it's a slot, not a hole. And I didn't have anything.
Like a flathead screwdriver?
No, and I wasn't. I was just like, just come over and unlock the damn door, and she wouldn't. And I lost
what was she doing? She had a poopy ass?
I can't remember anymore. It was so long ago. It was 5-6 years ago.
Jesus
I just remember
Christ.
She was in there. She wouldn't unlock the door. I needed to get in there. She needed me in there, but wouldn't unlock the door. So I hit the door and put a hole in it.
Why would she not unlock the door?
I don't remember. Dude.
Okay.
Well, 5, 6. She was like 4 or 5. I think it was a potty thing. If I look back at it, I think she needed help wiping or something. I can't remember.
Yeah. Do you know how to break into a room with a fucking butter knife?
I've done it in past, but that's when you have really shitty door jams. Mine are, I can't get a knife in there.
You'd be surprised.
I couldn't.
I used to fucking break in on taking a shower all the time. Just use a butter knife at the apartment to just slide in there, and then I'd pull open the curtain and be like, boobies! And now nobody locks the door to the bathroom because it's like, what's the point? Hi, I'm Brownbeard. You're listening to Blumpkin&Friends. In accordance with my probationary terms from the state of Michigan, here is some community work service I, Brownbeard, give to you, Dear Krabby. Dear Krabby, all children are beautiful to their parents. It's debatable. My 3 children are of mixed race. Hello. And get a lot of attention because of it. Well, of course, they're fucking oddities. Not that there's anything wrong with being of multiple cultures or races. I'm just saying, How often do you go, oh, look at that. What are you? Yeah, it's like going to the fucking zoo. No offense if these kids are part black, by the way. That's not where I'm going with this. Whoops. Backed myself into that one. It's like going to the zoo, to the fucking exotic bird exhibit. You're like, oh, what's that? Where's that from? What are you? You see kids like that. Just like you see the ones with like a lazy eye or like a gimpy leg or spina bifida. The boys are aloof about random compliments they receive from strangers. However, I'm worried about the pressure it may put on my daughter to be pretty. I care more about my daughter's character than her looks, but I'm concerned that if I say that to these people, it will come off as rude. Also, oh good, there's more. I don't want her to think I don't think she's pretty. What the fuck? How can I respond in a way that isn't rude to well-intentioned strangers, but at the same time allows me to make a statement about the importance of character over beauty? From Mom of Beauties. Well, you're really knocking it out of the park with the creativity there. Why the fuck are you so goddamn obsessed with content over character and beauty over this and that? That fucking Jesus Christ. She's a child, and here's my advice. Shut the fuck up. Just don't don't have these long, stupid conversations about, well, it's important to be a good person and not just pretty. Because then she's going to grow up and she's going to be the type of person that shows up at parties and ruins people's times talking about feminist issues and her women's studies degrees. Oh my God. And, you know, this letter almost creates more questions than I can answer. Like, my 3 children are of mixed race. Well, is the reason they, quote, get a lot of attention because of it because they're of mixed race? Or is it because none of them fucking look the same and you obviously have gotten dicked by multiple dudes and impregnated by different people and what you've got is a gaggle of mistakes? It's called birth control. You should try it. Oh my God. And if worse comes to worse, I know a guy. He's got an old hospital bed in his garage and he owns a shop vac. We can help you out with that. He does, in fact, not take insurance. There's always options. Really? Really? They receive compliments from strange... I'm worried about the pressure it may put on my daughter to be pretty.
Like what kind of compliments?
Let me put it this way. If the only pressure people are putting on her as a girl in this world is to be pretty, count your fucking stars, because everything under the sun wants to fuck her. Life is all full of people that want to fuck your children. They go out in the world, people want to steal them, drag them up, fuck them on an old stained mattress in the back of a single-wide trailer somewhere, and charge $50 a pop to jizz down her throat. Trust me, Brownbeard knows these things. He's met some people. They're into that thing. Normally, I take out my cutlass and I plunge it through their stomach, and we toss them overboard. Because although I am a salty dog, I am a man of virtue. Dear Krabby, I'm turning 40 and have never been married. Lately, on dates, men have started asking me why I'm never married. Well, yeah, you're turning 40. People want to find out why the meat that they're about to consume is almost past the expiration date. Hello, dingbat. It makes me uncomfortable when they ask and I don't know how to answer them. What? It's fucking easy. Are you a complete dipshit? I haven't found the one. Marriage is very important to me. I don't want to fuck it up. Wow. From a guy that's never been married, you clearly didn't have the imagination to come up with that very simple answer. Don't worry, there's more complaining. I've always been attracted to emotionally abusive men, and have always been the one to break things off. Yeah, I know this took a weird left turn, did it not? Oh, here we go, further down the rabbit hole. Next sentence. I was abused as a child and was also a victim of sexual trauma. Not just assault, trauma. What the fuck? Anyways, I'm not sure if this is why abusive men keep showing up in my life. Oh, really? You have no idea? Do you know the word correlation? Because I think there is one. It's a cause and effect relationship where two things become related or are related.
Just not capable of being in a good relationship.
Right, you saw some things that you wouldn't recommend that most people see, and something happened to you, and now you're like, oh my God, no one should love me because I'm damaged. I'm only going to go for people that are also damaged and treat me like shit. This lady needs a hug. And possibly a good deep dicking.
Probably.
I'd like to meet someone who is kind and stable. Is it too late? Probably. And how do I answer the question as why I've never been married? Forever single in Chicago.
There is no answer for why she's not married yet.
You're not married because you're a fucking dumpster fire and you're projecting all of your scars and trauma onto other people? Stop doing that. I mean, I'll give you brownie points for saying, I have always been attracted to emotionally abusive men and have always been the one to break things off. I think that's a lie. Hadouken! You want to know why you're the one to break them off? Because the guys that are tuning you up in the face probably violate their parole and go back to prison. And then, you know, you're breaking it off via letter.
Don't take him, I love him.
Passive-aggressive bitch. Here's the thing. Go to the store, buy some D-cell batteries and a Toblerone, come home, flip on the notebook, and flick your bean, and hopefully you wake up tomorrow refreshed, and then possibly, maybe go somewhere. Like, I don't know, a women's support group, and just eat a bunch of their pussies. Just try it out. I feel like this is what's finally going to center you, is maybe find a nice lady. Yeah. Interact with the show on Twitter at Blumpkin Show. That is at Blumpkin Show. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/Blumpkin&Friends. We are on YouTube. Like and subscribe. And as always, I'm the Reverend Johnny Blumpkin.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
Good night.